In the mid-1800s, Japan was a quiet country ruled by a shogun, a military leader, and samurai warriors. The emperor had little power, and Japan kept foreigners out, trading only a little with the Dutch. This was called the Edo period, and Japan used old ways like farming and swords, while the world outside built factories and steamships. But in 1853, everything changed. American ships, led by Commodore Matthew Perry, sailed into Tokyo Bay with big guns and demanded Japan open up for trade. Japan's leaders were shocked. They couldn't fight these modern ships. They signed treaties with the U.S. and other countries, letting foreigners in. Many Japanese felt scared and angry, thinking their country was weak. Some samurai and nobles wanted change. They saw how strong Western countries were with their machines and armies. They believed Japan needed to modernize to survive. In 1868, these leaders started the Meiji Restoration. They overthrew the shogun and gave power back to the young Emperor Meiji, who was just 15. The new government moved the capital to Tokyo and made big changes. They built railroads, factories, and schools to teach science and math. They created a modern army with guns instead of swords and a navy with steamships. Samurai lost their special status, and everyone was supposed to work together for Japan's future. The government sent people to Europe and America to learn about technology, laws, and even clothes. Soon, Japanese men wore suits instead of kimonos. Japan worked hard to catch up. By the 1890s, it had factories making steel and ships, and its army was trained like European ones. Japan wanted to prove it was strong, so it fought wars to gain respect. In 1894, Japan beat China in a war over Korea, showing its new power. But the biggest test came in 1904 against Russia, a huge country with a strong military. Russia wanted control of Manchuria and Korea, but Japan did too. The Russo-Japanese War began, and everyone thought Russia would win. Japan's modern navy, with fast ships and big guns, surprised Russia. In the Battle of Tsushima in 1905, Japan sank most of Russia's fleet. On land, Japan's well-trained soldiers used new tactics and won key battles like at Port Arthur. Japan's factories kept supplying weapons, while Russia struggled to send supplies across its vast land. In 1905, Russia gave up, and Japan won the war. This shocked the world. A small Asian country had beaten a European giant. Japan gained control of parts of Manchuria and Korea and earned respect as a modern power. The Meiji Restoration turned Japan from a closed, old-fashioned country into a strong, modern nation in just a few decades. By learning from the West and building new systems, Japan not only survived but became powerful enough to defeat Russia, proving it belonged among the world's great nations.